An environment. The things which we are going to study are structure of the atmosphere, ozone layer, greenhouse effect and global warming, and the rational use of energies. Now every scientific expedition comes with the three basic questions: what, why and how. Let us first answer these questions in respect to this chapter. What are we studying here? We will be learning about our environment and how the physical science is related with that. Why do we need to learn this? We need to learn this and know this because we should know the use of physical science for the betterment of the environment. And how are we going to improve our environment? We will learn this in the whole presentation. Now, what do you mean when we say that the structure of the atmosphere? Our atmosphere was created from the matter exerted from the mantle of the planet after the creation of Earth. The layers of the gases surrounding the Earth extended to few thousand kilometers is known as the atmosphere. The atmosphere is divided into 5 layers depending upon the temperature: troposphere, stratosphere, mesosphere, thermosphere and exosphere, and it is divided into 2 groups according to the nature of the gases present: homosphere and heterosphere. You can see that there is a table given here below which says the major regions of the atmosphere. It has 4 columns: region, altitude, temperature and the important chemical species. You need to go through this table. Now let's come to homosphere. The region of the atmosphere in which all the gases are homogeneously distributed is called the homosphere. For example, troposphere, stratosphere, mesosphere belong to this group. And what is heterosphere? In thermosphere and exosphere are the gases which are not present homogeneously, and for these 2 layers belong to this group. Let's talk about troposphere and stratosphere first. What is troposphere? This layer extends up to 11 km from the Earth surface and cloud, thunderstorm and rain occur here. This layer is suitable for living mechanism and it controls the rain cycle and the temperature of the Earth's surface. A mixture of N2H2O, O2 and NH3, SO2 and N aerosols are present in this layer. Starting from the end of the troposphere, the distance up to which the temperature remains unchanged, minus 56 degrees centigrade, is known as the tropopause. Stratosphere. Starting from the end of the troposphere, this layer extends up to 45 km. No occurrence of rain thunderstorm is seen here. The air is very thin here and not breathable. This layer also contains the ozone gas which absorbs the harmful ultraviolet UV rays, and for this is also known as the ozonosphere. As you can see from the diagram, different types of layer are shown here with their distances from the Earth. Let's move on to mesosphere and thermosphere. This layer extends between the 45 km to 90 km from the Earth's surface. A mixture of a very less amount of N2, O2 and O3 are present in this layer. Yes, you are right. We are talking about the mesosphere. The distance of this layer up to which the temperature remains unchanged, minus 92 degrees centigrade, is known as the mesopause. Now, what is thermosphere? This layer extends between the 90 km to the 500 km from the Earth's surface. The temperature of this layer is very high due to the effect of the incoming cosmic and other rays, and that is why the layer is called thermosphere or ionosphere. From minus 90 degrees centigrade, the temperature goes up to 1200 degrees centigrade or even high. This layer reflects the radio wave and helps in the radio communications. The northern light is also seen in this layer. Now, what are exosphere? This layer that exists between 500 km from the Earth's surface is known as the exosphere or the magnetosphere. It is considered to be extended up to space. This layer contains H2 and H3. Now, what is ozone layer? In the lower region of the stratosphere, in the distance range 11 to 45 km from the Earth's surface, 90% of the atmospheric ozone O3 gas is found, and this layer is also known as the ozonosphere. The density of ozone here is 450 Dobson unit. Now let's discuss the formation of the ozone layer. 2 photochemical reactions are the reason behind the continuous formation and the annihilation of the ozone gas, and this also helps to keep the balance. UV-C dissolves oxygen molecule into the oxygen ion, which gives O2 reacted with UV minus C to give O plus O. In this stage, an excited state of ozone is formed, O2 plus O, which gives O3. In the third stage, the excited ozone releases its energy O3 plus M to give M plus O3. M is the neutral molecule O2 or N2, and at the fourth stage, at the same time, the ozone becomes oxygen by the influence of UV minus B rays, which means O2 on reacting with UV minus B gives O2 plus O, and O3 plus O upon reacting gives O2 plus O2. And the reasons behind the depletion of the ozone layer are the natural causes. As already described, the UV rays dissolve the ozone and not present in the atmosphere, it reacts with the ozone, which gives O3 plus NO, which further reacts and gives O2 plus NO2. And the man-made causes are the chlorofluorocarbon CFC gas used in the air conditioner or the refrigerator enters the stratosphere and produces the activated chlorine. The chlorine reacts with ozone and dissolves it. CFCl3 upon reaction gives CFCl2 plus Cl activated, and CF2 plus Cl2 plus HU upon reaction gives CF2 Cl plus Cl activated. O3 plus Cl3 upon reaction with UV minus C gives ClO plus O2, and ClO plus O3 upon reacting gives Cl plus 2O2. Now, the supersonic planes used to travel in this layer, the NO emitted from the plane reacts with ozone to give NO plus O3 reaction gives NO2 plus O2, and NO2 plus O3 upon reaction gives NO plus 2O2. Now, the importance of ozone layer in our atmosphere are many. Harmful UV minus B rays can burn the skin in the absence of the ozone layer, sunburn. UV minus B rays can cause cancer. UV minus B rays can destroy the phytoplankton. UV minus B rays hampers the photosynthesis mechanism in plants. Now, the greenhouse effect and the global warming. The presence of methane, oxygen, water vapor surrounding the earth allows the rays of the short wavelength from the sun to enter the earth's atmosphere, but they refuse to allow the reflected long wavelength rays from the surface to go back in the space. This actually increases the surrounding temperature of the atmosphere, and this phenomenon is also known as the greenhouse effect. The various man-made gases which can have the greenhouse effect are increasing day by day, and this in turn increases the temperature of the atmosphere successively. This is known as the global warming. Now, what can be the effects of global warming? It is predicted that by 2050 the Earth's temperature will increase up to 2-4 degrees centigrade. The CO2 absorption efficiency of the seawater will decrease drastically. It has been predicted that the ecosystem will be highly affected. 44% of the mammals and 23% of the butterflies, bird species will cease to exist. Cyclones and tornadoes will have much more devastating speed. The polar ice cap can melt and it can flood most of the continents. A vast of the forest will be lost. Now, how to control this greenhouse effect? Greenhouse effect cannot be controlled totally, but we can reduce it through the following ways. By reducing the use of fossil fuels, it will reduce the emission of CO2 and hence greenhouse effect. By endorsing the renewable energies like solar, wind or atomic energies, by planting more and more trees and restricting the deforestation, by using of freon, CFC, etc., greenhouse gases should be restricted. By restricting motor vehicles. Now we will learn about some renewable energies in the next slide. The rational uses of energies. Fossil fuels, coal, petroleum, natural gases which are produced in the natural processes for a few thousand years and used as the source of energy are called the fossil fuels. All these fuels are categorized by heat equivalence, which is basically the energy produced per unit mass by the complete burning of it. It is measured in kg per gram or kg per meter cube. The main component of the fossil fuels is carbon. With the increasing population and the increases uses of the fossil fuels, the scientists have predicted that this might cease to exist within this century. For these uses of fossil fuels must be restricted as well as the uses of renewable energies should highly endorsed. Now let's move on to the renewable energies. The solar energy, the continuous nuclear fusion inside the sun, produces an enormous amount of energy, a significant amount of which reaches the earth. Currently, solar energy is being used in two ways. Using the solar furnace, the energy is reflected and focused to use it as the heater, solar cooker, or dryer, and the other one is used to produce electricity from it. Now, the wind energy, the energy vested in wind and is translated into the usable form by the windmills, and hydro energy, using the tidal energy and with the help of the turbines, electricity is generated. There are also other sources like the biomass, biogas, biofuel, burning which we can produce energy with zero or very less greenhouse emission.